6:51. News is changing by the minute on Capitol Hill. Lana Zak following it for ABC News. Good morning, Lana Zak.
Hey, McGraw and Kelly. You know, it is extraordinary that it seems like Speaker of the House Paul Ryan is still pushing forward to have this vote today. And as of this moment, according to the ABC News count, he doesn't have the vote. So there is a lot of whipping that is being done at this hour that continued late into the night last night. The president himself is even bringing some Republicans to the White House. But here's the fundamental problem. It seems like every time they make a concession to make one element of the party happy, they end up losing twice as many votes as a result by the other part of the party. It's something that a former Speaker of the House, John Boehner, once identified as a problem. He said then that no Republicans have never been able to figure out what a health care bill should look like because moderates want the government to be involved in providing and decreasing the number of uninsured, but conservative Republicans don't want the government involved at anything more than a minimal level. And those two positions just cannot be reconciled, and that's what we're seeing heading into this potential vote.
Lana, let's talk about the Freedom Caucus, because while they're all smiles and backslapping with the president, they are very forthright in saying not only no, but heck no out there. It seems like they're making some concessions to those Freedom Caucus members. Yeah,
and the president has told them that if they want to get repealing Obamacare done, that promise that they made when they were running for election, and for the Freedom Caucus members, that was a big part of their platform. The president and the White House say this is your one shot. If you don't do it now, if you don't vote in favor of this bill, you're going to have to go back to your constituents and say you had the opportunity to repeal and replace Obamacare and you didn't take it. So that can be a tough pill for some folks to swallow. All of this is shifting sands, a work in progress, and that's led a lot of people to be frustrated too. Why they're pushing this forward, continuing to have votes. The Rules Committee was voting late into the night, past midnight last night on this bill that continues to be changing with concessions being made, and nobody knowing what that final bill is going to ultimately look like.
Lana, we know that things like this, complicated legislation, gets changed. It's fast and furious. They still want to vote on it today. Is there any one or two issues that are at stake that are sort of rising to the top as the major sticking points?
Well, here's a big problem, McGraw. The Freedom Caucus members and the more conservative elements of the party want to see regulatory changes. They want to see some fundamental changes to health care in America that could affect you and me and everybody else out there listening. Things like the minimum requirements that need to be in policies. Things like covering maternal health for everyone, mental health, and the like. They want to see that changed in this bill because they don't trust that their Senate colleagues or that further on down the line that will happen. So they want to see that now. But by making regulatory changes, by making changes that go beyond the scope of just budgetary changes, they could potentially be running afoul of the rules that they were setting up to try and get this thing passed with a minimum number of votes by just making it budgetary changes. If they're actually trying to make these regulatory changes, we're looking at something that could change potentially the way legislation is done in America.
Democrats are just watching this, right? I mean, they're in the stands like everybody else watching this play out.
You know, for them, I think it's probably a combination of a horror and a tragedy movie that they're watching, and they can't decide if they should be booing or applauding because all of this does not look good for the Republicans. They finally have, after 7 years, are in the position that they have been pledging for so long to repeal and replace Obamacare, and they can't seem to get their act together. That said, Democrats are so scared that Republicans are going to manage to pull something out at the last moment that they think are going to leave Americans less healthy and increase the number of uninsured.
Yeah, no, Republicans own it one way or the other, good, bad, or indifferent. Lana, they are expecting to vote today, right?
That's right. As of right now, it remains something that is on the calendar for today. But if you look at the schedule, it's laughable. They're thinking that votes are going to be done around 5 o'clock, 5:30 today. Right now, this is such a fluid situation. As soon as they think that they have the votes, I would expect that they will try and get that vote to happen, because they don't want to risk losing any more members. And all of that means that we could be here again until midnight tonight or later.
All right, Lana Zak, hopefully you got your coffee pot going.
I got a big one.
ABC News correspondent there on Capitol Hill watching the world go by. Lana, thanks for checking in.
Take care.
Going to be an interesting day on Washington. All right, Menino's Market. Everybody needs a good butcher, right? That's what my grandmother taught